But yes, you're right. You can only message everybody if you're in a group setting. But I will come back to that.
But it's definitely, I did the same thing. We're canceled tonight, and I posted it. I don't need to send it to them. It will be on all their news feeds, because, like, I don't know that I get news feeds of every single person that's a friend of mine.
I mean, it comes up on almost everybody. It depends on personal people's settings. Like, you can't really control how people manage their own settings.
Okay.
But you cannot, they don't have it set up yet that you can send a group email to all your friends. But I will
That's what I would want to be able to do, to make sure that everybody saw it. I would want to send this to everybody, and I can't do it as it currently is.
Well, I actually have a suggestion then that'll go about when I talk about events, so that you can get to everybody. So we'll definitely get to that.
Okay. Great. Thanks.
Yes. So I guess just on this list, so you have a couple pages set up. Does anybody not have a page set up at all for their school yet? You can put a check or your hand if so I'm gonna okay, so a couple people don't. Okay, so a couple people have nothing set up. Okay, all right. I just wanted to give me an idea of it. Okay, so this is our page. A little bit about information that you want to have on it. I click on the info. I really have very, very basic information set up on our page. Just listed the organization. The only time I really ever click, because you get a lot of requests to like something or to do this, the only time I really click on something for this page is if it's something that's been related to the school. So Beth Schaefer, I clicked because she came and performed at our school last year. So that way the kids could find her if they wanted to through our page. The other thing, activities and interests. So if you are set up as like a fan page, so people had to like you, this is where you would come up on somebody's page. You would be in this list of things. And I really don't click on many for our page because, well, really, I just try to keep us as neutral as possible, and I don't want to get involved in any political things. So I just keep it very, very neutral. I listed everybody that works in our office, and then I listed some really basic contact information. And for the email, I put my work email, but you actually don't have to have an email at all listed. There's an option in your privacy settings, which if you just go up and you click account, privacy settings is an option, and if you click on that, you can choose to have your email hidden. And just what that does is it just limits people from actually emailing you, and they can just contact you through Facebook. And so when they click on your page, since I'm the administrator of this page, it's not on here, but if somebody else clicks on this page, there will be a button right here where the cursor is, and it'll say send a message. And so they click on that button, and the message comes up, and they can send you directly a message to your Facebook page. If you want to keep your if you want to keep your email a little hidden. So on your page, if you're just starting out, what I did to get friends is I literally just started searching for people. And there's a lot of different ways to do that. So we obviously have a bunch of friends now, and to be honest, between Evie and myself, we already had personally a lot of friends that were part of the high school, so it was pretty easy just to recommend them to be friends with the BJE. And now that we have a pretty solid group of friends, and it's not on this, I'll go to the home page quickly just to show you. When you have a solid group of friends, what Facebook does right here on the right-hand side, sometimes it'll be on your home page, and sometimes it'll be actually on your profile page. It says people you may know. And if you click this button that says see all, what will come up is a whole list of people that share common friends with you. So Facebook's saying, hey, you're probably friends, you probably know these people. So every once in a while, I click on this people you may know link, and I search it, and I look to see for students. So, for example, Alana Chazen is one of our new 8th graders who isn't our friend yet. So I'll just click add as a friend and send request. And now she just received a request saying we want to be friends with her. So that's one really, really easy way to add people to your page.
Would that work if you had fans, too?
If you have what?
Fans, as opposed to friends, on the other kind of page.
I think it will come up. We don't have the fan page set up, but I'm pretty sure it will suggest people that you know in common, that are linked in common. It should. The other really good...
I just went to my fan page, and it does not have something like that.
You might have... Does it give you the option to search for people? Some see how right now I just clicked on our profile page, and it says find more friends, but sometimes that's where it says people you may know. Facebook changes
Right, no, I know that from my regular profile page, but I'm looking right now at the Kulanu page, and it doesn't, nowhere does it say, like, people you may know or search for friends. I mean, at the top, you can just put in search and name it. You have to go name by name.
Okay, all right, so that's clearly another difference then from the way that it's set up.
Is there any kind of, like, legal issue if you're trying to friend kids, or because it's an organization, it's not so much of an issue? I've kind of gone back and forth with that.
I mean, as far as I know, it's not a legal issue, because Facebook has a ridiculous legal policy that nobody actually reads through all the way, although I've glanced through most of it, and I'm pretty sure that when you agree to the terms of Facebook, you're agreeing, like, it takes the bad legalness off of things. Like, people have to at least be 13 to join, and that sort of thing. But that's a good question to ask a lawyer, because I'm not 100% sure.
My daughter, at her high school, there is a rule that teachers cannot, under any circumstances, friend the students. And it seems to me that they're not using the tool that would be useful, but I guess they feel that the boundaries are so gray in so many of the areas that they'd rather not take any chances.
Yeah, I mean, good point. That's why I said there are lots of pros and cons to being personal friends with your students. I mean, Evie and I both are friends with many of our students, but I know a lot of people who don't for that exact reason, because it is a gray area. And I think that's just up to each school, decision to decide if that's what they want their teachers to do or they don't. It is a great, great tool, and I am going to show some examples of how one teacher in particular really used it to their benefit. But that's really up to each school, to decide if they want to do that or they don't want to do that.
Could I ask a question? I have a page that's in my name, but I basically just use it for work. And I have one group set up for alumni and one group set up for current students. Can I change this to a profile for the school easily without losing the group?
Yeah, well, you can just go into your account settings and actually, instead of it being your name as the person, you can change it to the name of your school.
And then it becomes a group.
No, then it's a profile page who still made those groups. If you want to create, when I had first created the group, and then I decided, this isn't really working how I want it to, and I said, I want to create a profile page. I created a brand new page, and then I had to individually friend everybody that was already in the group.
Okay.
So it took a little bit of time, but once I got over that initial hump, it was very easy. It was much easier to do.
Thank you.